बिल्कुल ठीक. आप कितनी cool लग रहे हैं. What are you wearing?
I know, right? I told her she's wearing something really nice. Very
Kurti
smart.
and full sleeve
You know, it looks like a cape.
Yeah.
It looks like a cape.
Acha.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
So I was like, there were a lot of like, I was just saying that, this whole thing of like, playing the badass on screen is like so exciting, right?
Very.
फर्स्ट एपिसोड का वो एक हिस्सा हाँ मैं देखी तो मैं आई वाज लाइक ओ माय exciting. So my first question to both of you ladies that what was the most exciting part of the show? I mean,
I think in real life also Nimra is as badass as she is on the screen.
Wow.
oh, she's killing people.
But the thing is
But
that
she has the potential.
Yes, I have a lot of unexplored potential. That's right. You know what happens with playing badass parts is that it really liberates you, even briefly.
Yeah.
Because, we walk around with all of this like negative stuff simmering inside our sort of, all of these emotions that we're not able to express. And there are things you want to tell people to their face and you can't. And you're just like, oh, that's so nice. Oh, this is no problem, no worries. And then, you play a part like this where you're allowed to just be, awful and nasty and say like really, really, things which will potentially hurt other people. And you have that power in your character to do that. So yeah, I think that's very exciting to do that for a little while, even if you can be like that. I think it has a lasting it has a detoxifying effect.
Yes. I agree.
What about you?
I mean, I'll second with Nimra. I thought it was very liberating for us to do something so gutsy, here in Pakistan. एक तो हमने देखा नहीं है और फिर हमने कभी पढ़ा नहीं था. तो जब हमने खुद कर लिया, देखे और पढ़े बगैर हमने कर लिया. I mean, in the sense that we had done a lot of rehearsals, but we hadn't ever read something like that was being done. It was very liberating. I think the insightfulness of, the kind of stories and the cases that we're doing is very interesting. And, extramarital affair, murders, very mysterious things. So in real life, things are very boring. So this made life very exciting, I must say.
Yeah. Another thing that I was also, in the beginning of the conversation that I was talking about is the fact that, like the way the actors are, like the opportunity is increasing for actors, and the age limit for female actors that used to be is also changing, because there are a lot of meaty roles are being written for middle-aged women, right? Considering the fact that this is the first Pakistani web series, do you think the opportunity will grow more? And also, what are the freedom that you guys have got to play these characters on a digital show that otherwise was limited in a television series?
So I think, Nimra, you should answer the age one, because you have some really nice points there, and I can add on to the next one.
Yeah, sure. So, Arundhati, it's a very rare thing for a woman my age to get a meaty role in a project. I think, the minute you turn kind of, 32 or something on our screens, it's time for you to, take a bow from playing anything deeper than, somebody's mother or sister who's also not got any real identity. She's just sort of mechanically in the background to make that to make it a bit of a backdrop that there's family or something. So, so we don't, so a lot of women my age, I find that, either they're not working or they're doing roles which are really, not up to their potential. Hopefully break those stereotypes. I mean, it's not just me, but there are some other very important characters that you see in the series, which also drive the story, that are, women in their 40s. And I think that that's amazing, and I want to see more of that, because that is very, very refreshing. And I think that's pretty much sums it.
I think, Arundhati, what you were saying was about the fact that we have a very open platform when it comes to digital platform, right?
Yes.
So I think, I mean, I'm sure Nimra is going to second that it's very refreshing to be able to sort of tell real stories and not sugarcoat it or not glitter coat it. Because normally on television, you see, it's like a dream or it's a fantasy that they're talking about all these things. Saas Bahu and, Maar Kutai of women. It's a very fictional thing. I mean, I know that it does happen, but those are not only the stories that need to be told. I feel that the digital platform has given us an opportunity to talk about those taboo subjects in a very realistic manner. And we don't need to sugarcoat it. It's for a bigger audience, and it's for us to really bring out what really the kind of art scene or the sensibilities that we have in Pakistan. And it was a wonderful opportunity for us. From television and film, we don't have anybody controlling us, telling us not to say this or not to wear this. So it was very refreshing.
Like I'm sitting in Mumbai, you guys are sitting in Karachi, and the distance is really not that far, right? But still there is a distance. Have you guys ever visited our country?
Yes.
Nimra has also. Yeah. Nimra, when did you go?
So the last time I went was just before I got like, my son is 6 years old. so I went just before I started to expect him. In fact, we went to Goa for the theatre festival there. There was a theatre festival in Goa. And there was a lot of suspense because we didn't know if we were going to get the visa till the last minute. It was like, 4 of us were traveling. It was actually a literature festival for which we were doing a theatre performance.
Okay.
And and then so this was the first time. So I'd been to Delhi before that, and I'd been to Kolkata, which I also loved. But when I went, I was at Mumbai airport, and I swear to God, when I saw those women in their uniforms, oh my God, they were so glamorous. The security, the women who were working security at the airport, it made me think of all the heroines that I had seen in Bollywood, the police officers, and God, it was amazing. It was like really like, I just expected like somehow like the movie was just going to start and I was going to step into it, and then it was fabulous. You have no idea how exciting it is for us because we are so near, but it's so so difficult for us to get to each other's countries, to visit each other's homes. It's ridiculous.
Yes. And Sarawat, I also want to know from you, because your ancestral ID is from Junagadh. So have you ever got a chance to visit that village from where your Daji, I think your grandfather is from there? So have you visited the place?
No, but I hear that his palace is now turned into a hotel, and those things have happened. So I mean, it would be just such a treat to go now and see where my maternal side is coming from. But I believe I went in 95, 96, and at that time I was very young, so I must be around what? I don't know. I don't even know.
Sure.
So
there is no bright memory that you have, I guess.
Yeah, but I remember, like I was telling you, Arundhati, I love the rain. So Bombay, every time we would go out to shop or want to go out to shop, it would start raining. And I just love the smell of rain, and that reminds me of Bombay so much. And even the beach, you know, the Juhu beach.
हाँ मेरे घर से नजदीक है
Yeah,
Oh
so
my
Juhu,
God.
yeah, so Juhu beach. So the apartments that we were living in
हाँ
were very close
हाँ
to Juhu beach. So if we would stand on the balcony, we'd get the waves. You know, the spur of the
view
waves.
of that.
Wow.
And the view, it was just amazing. But yeah, I mean, we'd love to. I think the people of both the countries are very close because we share a lot of tradition and culture. And unfortunate that due to politics, we're unable to connect with each other on a very personal sort of platform.
Day before yesterday, actually, like you know, when we were like as a journalist, I'm supposed to follow the news. That's why I was just doing my job, and I just realized that the prime minister of our neighboring country says that you know Kashmir and Junagadh is the part of Pakistan. What I was trying to figure out is that somewhere do you think that the bitterness that are being sprayed among the people is only through politics, and if so, what do you think, what should be the role of art and artist?
Nimra, would you like to answer that?
Yeah. So I would love to see that, you know, that somehow politics could be removed from the equation of our two countries. But obviously, you know, our history is both so bitter and so sweet, and so we are so intertwined with each other. You know how somebody, I don't know who said this. I'm really horrible with names, but you know, आप आम को आधा नहीं काट सकते. आप आम को आधा नहीं काट सकते, वो हो ही नहीं सकता आधा. So I just feel that, you know, in terms of art comes from the heart, from the emotions. An artist is an emotional creature. Art is driven by emotions. So I don't know what politics is driven by, but I definitely know that, you know, it plays a big part in fueling emotions which are negative, because that makes, you know, politics a winner and politicians winners across the borders in both countries. So I think that art, because it comes from the heart, I think that it is also it also defies those parameters, and I think people are afraid of that. I think that people in power are afraid of what truths art can bring. And I know that, you know, we cannot ignore the painful history that we share, but we can also we can't ignore the fact that we are so similar. So I think the purpose of art and artists now should be to work towards more collaborations, to address that pain, to try to heal with, you know, with each other, and to stop pointing fingers. So I think art would not point a finger, because for an artist, the first finger is pointed towards themselves, because that's where it all comes from. So yeah, so I think that, you know, let's collaborate more, let's work together, let's be honest. We don't have to gloss over any reality, we don't have to deny the truth, but we can still work, because, you know, pain is a great inspiration also. So definitely I'm looking forward to many more collaborations. And it doesn't mean, you know, that you know, we we must allow this to happen and allow that to happen. Just listen to people. You know, you don't have to open the gates, but, you know, let the air come in at least.
Yeah, I think Nimra is absolutely right. Art and music does not have any boundaries or borders. And it does not understand those boundaries and borders and the politics involved in it. Because art is something that flows, it's like water. It goes and it takes the shape of whatever, you know, whoever's presenting it. And it's about time, you know, like the world is moving so forward. They are creating new things, they are inventing new things, and we are stuck in our little heads, in our little, you know, political tweaked heads. And I feel the people of both the countries, you know, majority, I feel that they don't have such harsh feelings towards each other. Even in Pakistan, you know, when we talk about India or Indian people, unless there's a political point being thrown across, I think the love for each other and the similarities between each other always surface. And that's what people remember. So that's pretty much how it is.